Now, your forecast first from KARK4.
Good evening, everyone. We have a nice looking evening out there. Not necessarily feeling as nice, though. Temperatures now dropping from the 50s into the 40s. 48 degrees in Little Rock. We still have a wind from the north at 8 miles per hour, which is making it feel just a little bit cooler, feeling more like 44 compared to those upper 40s. Few spots still in the 50s, like Hot Springs now at 50 degrees, Monticello at 51, and West Memphis at 53. But the rest of us in the 40s and already seeing 30s on the map. We are looking at 30s in the forecast for your early Saturday morning, but a pleasant weekend ahead. We'll have more details on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters, this is KARK4 News at 10.
And we begin tonight with some breaking news coming out of Jefferson County. The Sheriff's Office investigating there following a chase that ended with gunfire from two different law enforcement agencies.
And we're told a wanted suspect was seen at a hotel on Commerce Road. Officials say that's when the deputy came up. The suspect and another person drove off into a railroad crossing where the vehicle got stuck. We're told the initial suspect was caught, but the driver ran away and pulled out a gun.
And that's when, according to authorities, a deputy fired several shots. The man kept running. After a search, the man was found by Department of Correction officers. More shots were fired at that time. The man eventually dying this evening. Neither the suspect or the deputy have been identified. Of course, stay with KARK4 News. We're going to have more information for you as soon as it becomes available. And at KARK.com, we will keep you updated.
The controversy around the Little Rock School District is far from over tonight, even though the board voted to give back local control. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ashley Ketz.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Bob Clausen. Good to have you along. At first, the vote came as a relief since an earlier proposal by the board would have divided the district. That sparked protests by critics fearing that it would segregate schools, but many still left the meeting angry.
Hopefully there's a legal remedy. Hopefully there's a way to rein these folks in.
And that frustration coming from another vote to essentially end the teachers union by stripping it of its bargaining power.
A lot going on here. Susan O'Corey following this story. And these are two different issues, Susan, but a lot of people are more or less bundling them together.
Yeah, and that's creating a lot of confusion. A big part of this problem is that no one wants to get their hopes up. Many felt slighted by the vote to end the union to the point they're questioning the local control vote and wondering if the other shoe is going to drop.
It seemed like a sleight of hand that this was all, kind of calculated from the beginning.
For the second day in a row, Ryan Davis is back at the State Board of Education, not for a meeting, but to try and figure out what's going on with the Little Rock School District.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
He was one of dozens who sat and watched the board unanimously vote to give back local control.
Motion carries unanimously.
But that moment of relief is leaving more questions. The board called the vote a starting point and then hinted the state could still have a hand in the schools.
Does that mean that we won't have an empowered school board? We'll have an elected one, but it won't be empowered.
Adding to that concern was another vote to virtually end the teachers union.
A handshake and then a stab in the back at the same time.
The timing of these decisions have many asking what's going on. State Rep Tibby McCullough giving us her take on the phone.
Everything was done so quickly and without explanation. I think that there was a lot of confusion in the room and a lot of frustration.
She's one of many trying to find a way to bring back the union, arguing it's what's needed to hold on to teachers.
We all want what's best for the students, and we have to find a way to come together and to achieve that.
All part of a balance between politics and education.
The schools belong to all of us.
About 70% of teachers are members of the union. They're talking about meeting next week to figure out just where to go from here. Back to you.
Susan, thanks very much. Of course, we'll be following developments in the coming days and weeks. Follow us on air, also online at KARK.com for the very latest.
History made in the state legislature. For the first time in over 100 years, the Arkansas House of Representatives voted to expel one of its members. Mickey Gates is out as representative for House District 22. That after pleading no contest to not filing or paying his state income taxes. Gates represents parts of Garland and Saline counties. The last time a member was expelled, it was 1837. Speaker of the House, Matthew Shepard, cited state law that says they kick out a member for not necessarily pleading guilty despite being on probation. Gates says he has not yet been found guilty of anything.
I am still afforded the right of due process and the right of a presumption of innocence until I am found guilty.
He is now serving his probation, and therefore I believe it's entirely appropriate and proper for us to approve this resolution and to expel Representative Gates.
The House voted 88-4 in favor of expelling Gates. Only 7 abstained. Now the House has a vacant seat that either will be filled next November or the governor can call for a special election to fill it.
Health concerns popping up tonight in McCrory as the school district's warning people of a rise in hand, foot, and mouth disease. The virus is highly contagious and it can spread through the nose, throat, fluids, also like saliva and nasal mucus. It can also be spread through fluids from blisters or feces. And we know that you can lower your risk of infection by proper hand washing.
Opening day at the Arkansas State Fair. We took a look at some of the rides, some of the food, and some of the fun being offered. For one, the Mega Drop had people lining up. They strap in and then you get dropped, not all the way to the ground, just slowly back to Mother Earth. A lot of fun there. And also a number of things happening. There's all kinds of food, all of it fried, a lot of it on a stick. It's a good time.
Like you're falling?
Do you regret doing it?
Absolutely not.
Will you do it again?
Absolutely.
What is it like up there? I mean, that is a really sunset right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared of heights, so like looking out, I was pretty worried, and then falling was even scarier.
It's okay, you're not up there that long. You come right back down. Free falling's not your thing. Well, there are abundance of other family rides and a lot of fun stuff to do. You can check out the fair all weekend long and all week. It's a good time. Go to KARK.com. You can see a full list of events that will be happening there. Rick Springfield performing tonight.
Oh, yeah, you heard a little bit of that.
He was cranking it out.
Like,
just like it was
changed.
1981.
Wow, I love that.
He changed. I've changed. The songs remain the same.
They do. They probably sounded just the same.
Yep.
Well, it's Friday Night Lights here in the Natural State.
Our Fearless Friday crew covering games across the state. We're going to have all the highlights you certainly don't want to miss coming up.